glimpse of what these roles are. And in detail, further, you will anyway get the training from our district officers. So I don't elongate all the roles now. I'll just give you what we do in these roles, and if you have any queries, I will take it. How to make these roles in an effective way. So respective role can ask that because every role has a lot of things to do, and there are a lot of tricks on that role. So let me start the roles. And which one do you want the first?
You can maybe start with VP Education.
Yes, because
VP Education. Oh
mm,
my goodness, one of the powerful role, I would say. Okay, whoever knows chess, VP Education is the queen. Okay, the most unique kind of a role here we have with VP Education. VP Education holds the responsibility majorly on the focusing on how the club runs. Okay, VP Education controls the club, you can say in that way, but not asking, okay, Kyra, you have to do this because I am VP Education, not in that kind of way, but in a positive way of how to make our meetings effective. What are the protocols we need to follow in the meeting, and how we can make our meetings way effective than the previous term. There should be a standard protocol of how every club runs their meetings, right? So now VP Education decides, okay, when I took the in charge, I want the meetings to run in this aspect. For example, every meeting should start on time, no matter what. So when I'm on VP Education, I followed certain ground rules, and I was a little bit strict on those things. So my first rule is meeting should start on time and end of the time. Toastmaster of the day, even if you die on the stage, I don't care, but this should happen. So that is my hard and fast rule. Everyone has to follow it no matter what. There are no exceptions in that. Meeting should start on time and end on time. If you are extension, definitely at the end point of time, you should ask the club VP Education, who are Toastmaster of the day. Due to some reasons, we may take 10 minutes more. So can we have the extension? And my dear club members, please vote, raise your hands if you want it. So in that kind of way, we ensure that if it is extending the crossing the timeline, the permission has taken before. So that is my hard and fast rule, and no one can break it. Okay, very simple. Second one, I already post the roles and roles of every member who is taking Toastmaster of the day and other kind of things way in advance. Now, if you are dropping, you have to find a replacement. Now, in the last minute, I don't run here and there doing that job. As a VP Education, I already give you some Google form or maybe a message in the your club WhatsApp group stating who are nominating for which role next meeting. Now, if you drop out, definitely you have to find a replacement. Now, I don't do that. So sometimes VP Education have to be strict to make the job easier. Because at this, along with these things, VP Education also checks the club's performance. Now, how this performance is measured, like the KRI factors of every work we do. Here also, we check these things with the DCP points, distinguished club program points, which are if 4 people completing level 1 is 1 point, 2 people completing level 2 is 1 point, another 2 people completing level 2 is 1 point, 2 people completing level 3 is 1 point, level 4 or 5 or distinguished Toastmaster 1 point, one more, level 4 or 5 or distinguished Toastmaster 1 point. So I don't go in depth as of now. So these are 6 educational DCP points. We need to ensure if your club is becoming distinguished club, definitely 5 points from this bucket should become. Not adding members, submitting things on time, and other kind of things. Those are secondary. If you want to maintain quality of the club, see, everyone joined this club for the only reason or the majority reason is public speaking. Now it comes with communication, leadership, and network. So which way you want to progress is up to the individual, and they discuss with their mentor how to do that. But the main agenda of public speaking means you have to speak. So if you're not giving speeches, if you are not getting educational DCPs, do you think your club is going in a good progress? Now VP Education ensures that we get all the 6 educational DCPs no matter what. One more thing we should remember when we take the VP education role is we set as an example leaders. When we show, people learn. When VP education comes on stage and say, "You can do it. Come on, you can give one more speech." Maybe one day they will do, 2 days, but after sometimes, you know, definitely they will get a low morale. But VP education himself or herself started giving speeches, completing one part after another, one level after another. Forget about path, at least one level after another. Immediately, the entire club notices, yes, speeches are not hard to give. We can give the speeches, so we can also complete our levels. VP education have to ensure that club is ensuring all the educational DCPs met. More and more speeches will be given. So now, how to accommodate all these things? You can't have a regular meeting every week. How many meetings you are having per month? One or two? Sorry, two or four?
4.
4 meetings. So definitely there should be one speakathon every month. Make it a mandate to make your job easier. If you think speeches are going with a fine, we may not need one speakathon every month. Ensure one speakathon per quarter, and there should be some different set of a meeting happening every month. 3 meetings will be routine, the regular kind of a meetings. But one meeting definitely will be something different from the remaining ones. Maybe an educational session will be there, table topics marathon, speakathon, or maybe some fun activities. We don't have tall tales contest, right? We only have the 4 contests. So why don't the club conduct a tall tales contest at club level? So something ensure you have a different set of things engaged at least in one meeting per month out of those 4 meetings. And as a VP education, I also advise these people. I don't ask everyone to be present everywhere. You can't be like omnipresent. So I ask every club member minimum thing they have to do is attend at least 3 meetings per month. I don't ask them come every meeting you should be there. No, my rule is very simple. Attend 3 meetings per month, out of which make sure in your club attending 2 meetings. One meeting, if you have time, attend in your club or go to the other club. Because the reason is if you keep on going in your same club with the same people, like, you said that, Nupu said that I already know these people. You already know them, familiarize. Their thought process also, with the time. But when you go outside your club, you give speech outside, then you will get a different set of feedback. So that's why you have to ensure at least you are visiting another club, maybe at least once in a quarter. At starting stage. Later, you can increase the frequency. So my rule is very simple. As a VP education, I advise 3 meetings, 2 from our club. The third one is our club or outside, it's up to you. And out of these 2 meetings you are attending in my club, one should be a speaker slot, one should be any other role. If we can motivate the members in this way, these are some sort of, rather than guidelines, they seem like a rules that we are imposing. But if you follow this in a strict way, definitely everyone will have a progress. Reason being, you are making a consistency. As a VP education, you are setting up certain things to the club so that every member maintains its consistency. And once in a quarter, check with the mentor whether the mentee is contacting you or not and how the progress is going on. VP education, there is no need for you to do this job alone. Take the entire XCOM help. 7 members are there. You can divide the task and you can contact the respective mentors of those people. First, make sure that you 7 people are contacting your mentors. Okay, then you check with the club people. So this is what the VP education roles and responsibility. You might find a few more points here and there, the base camp manager and other kind of things. I'm not going in depth on that because once you took the charge, everything will detail will be explained. Now today here I'm only focusing on the things which makes your job easier rather than roles, and that in Google also you can find the sheet. Roles and responsibility of VP education. The entire thing will be there. Okay, why I have to come and read the entire PPT to you? One more thing which make my job easier is Sunday evening 5:30 to 7 is my club meeting. What I do is every Monday morning, like good morning kind of a message, this status WhatsApp kind of a thing. I put an entire sheet, role players, Toastmaster of the day, speaker 1, 2, 3, evaluator 1, 2, 3, tabletop master, the entire thing. copy paste in the role players group. There are two WhatsApp groups. One is for the XCOM to send important messages to the entire club. The second is role players group. So that in role players group you can post this, which roles you are taking or any other links from different clubs. All this kind of entire thing with related to Toastmasters is kept in the role players group. The main group is only for some important aspects or important links for the XCOM, the executive committee, to share to the club members. So that's where your job becomes way easier. Trust me, 90% of the people keep these both WhatsApp groups on mute. Okay. So I have few more techniques for that. What I do is Monday morning I post this message. I literally don't bother who are taking which role. I just sleep very nicely, do whatever I want. Tuesday night I will check the WhatsApp group. How many roles are filled? Who took which role? What are the roles empty? Now I have some clarity. Some roles are empty. If it is filled, I am very good. Happy. Now I will sleep and say, okay, VPP or make the poster. My job is done. If the roles are empty, at that point of time, I ensure that remaining roles should be taken, right? So in my mind, I have the entire club, 20 members or 30 members, how much strength is there. I have two groups in my mind, Group A and Group B. This week, I only ping the Group A members. I don't bother what Group B is doing this week. Okay, this entire list, Group A, I just aggregate random. So in this Group A members, I ping every one of them. Do you want to take role this week? Hey Rajiv, how are you? Nice to see you. Do you want to take a role this week? If Raju messages a replies or not, it's a secondary thing. But I message all these Group A people. And I will wait who will respond to me because I know these people will mute the main group. They will respond me, yeah, Vamsi, definitely. I am thinking I will be taking the timer role. In my mind, I will be thinking, you should have copy pasted that message. Nah? Why should I ping you? But I kept that cool and I simply, in the main group, I copy, I kept in the timer. Okay, so and so is taking the role. Like that. Now Monday, Tuesday is done, right? I will wait till Wednesday evening. Tuesday evening, I send message to all these people. Wednesday evening, I will check the replies after my office is done. Now, we are done with the roles. Still, if roles are left, then I go with the outside. It's a rare scenario we go outside. Now, outside, there are certain groups where you have professional speakers coming, who can give you strong content. One tip here is don't give Toastmaster of the day outside no matter what. Ensure that it is from the club only. General evaluator and other kind of things you can take outside. If you are giving speakers from outside, it's kind of a thing that club is failing. Okay. In that kind of a scenario, ensure ask the speaker itself bring their evaluator to make your job easier. When you go with this kind of notion, by Thursday evening, you get the entire role player list. Friday evening, I will make agenda. Saturday, no, it's a family time. I fully enjoy. No Toastmasters on Saturdays. That is another hard and fast rule for me. And Sunday, there it have my club meeting. Now you see, daily I am spending hardly 5 to 10 minutes. I am done with my VP education role. It is up to you how you are segregating your task with your team so that it makes easier for you. You should use 7 people should be good strategies. Then everything comes to your bucket. 2 more things. VP education have the voting rights. VP education and president can vote and select your district leaders. I think your club may have done recently. And second thing, VP education, president and secretary are the base camp managers. Base camp managers simply saying whenever you submit an educational level, a pop-up will be there on these base camps. So this base camp manager have to accept it so that your level is completed. As simple as that. And most important factor here is after accept that, go to the main portal in Toastmaster, go to the club central. Then there is something known as submit educational levels. After you tick mark, make sure you submit here also that person's educational level. If you forget this, it will not reflect on the dashboard. Now that fellow will be like, what happened? Our club dashboard is not reflecting. Now, during especially this June time, a lot of people do speakathons and they complete, but the dashboard is not at all reflecting. Reason being two places. One, accept their, the submission. Second, you submit in the main portal. I think that summarizes the VP education role. If you have any questions or queries, you can shoot before we go with the next one.
Thank you. I think it's quite clear. Yeah. So I need
All
to
right.
just, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's go with the next one. Which role you want?
You can go with president.
Treasurer. Okay.
President.
President. Okay, you want to cover the head of the house now. Very simple. President is the person, the king. Goes, one step left, one step right, front, back, as simple as that. Here also, president's main responsibility is to ensure that one step. Now, what is that one step? Guiding the executive committee. You have, as a president, have to ensure, give the proper advice to the club executive and encourage them so that they come together as a team and this team will run the club. It is like, that bullock cart. This entire club is a bullock cart and you are, doing this thing. Very simple. If anyone is absent, for example, VPPR is a student and having exams, president, it's your job to create those posters. VP education is having exams, president, it is your job to check who are taking the roles. Any role player is absent, president in executive committee, okay, not the regular meeting. President, you have to step into those shoes and have to help the club. You are the leader of the house and it is your responsibility to ensure everything goes smoothly with the club. Having a proper vision, having a club success plan, not just having club success plan because the area director asked and simply pasting it in the site, doesn't make any sense. Have a success plan in a way where it is a practicality for you. The club people, do the moments of truth, you have the result. From there, formulate the club success plan. You understand what are the possibilities, in which way we can do, aim them, make it. Go with the step by step. When I took this kind of, XCOM roles, my first target is not to make, this club a president distinguished. My first target is to at least get one DCP in the first 3 months. So which DCP it is? VP education, you run behind the members to get the educational. VP membership, bring those 4 people. The secretary submit the documents and everything on time. Every XCOM is running on their shoes. What are the first DCP is absolutely fine. But in the first quarter itself, I need to get the first DCP point. That is the basic target. When you, as a president, articulate these things, it makes the entire system easier. Because you decide how the club should run. You are like the entire, king or the queen at the top. You decide how everything should work in the club. But most importantly, you take the decision with the majority opinion on the executive committee. You have to ensure every week or at least every 15 days, we have an executive committee meeting. Even if there are 2 members, it's absolutely fine. 2 members will meet. They will not discuss much. They will simply say, how is your office work? How is your office work? And other kind of things. My manager is egoistic. My manager is something, whatever you want, you can discuss. But ensure you don't miss the executive committee meeting, no matter which reason it is. If people are free at that point of time, they will join. But executive committee meeting should happen on that time without miss. When that bonding is created, executive run in a very smooth motion. Mansi, you have a question?
Yeah, so in case of executive committee is not able to meet at one point of time, we have 2 to 3 members, and MOM is one thing which always helps the other members. What happened in last meeting, who is going to follow up? But in certain scenarios, I have seen only 2 or 1 people may join, or maybe me and Kyra are joining. There are other people who are not available. So how effective is, and who will make the MOM? First question is, who will make the MOM? And how effective will be MOM? Because as a member and as a VP head, I've learned that in executive council, if there are less number of people, decision is taken lesser. I mean, it's less of count of decision hits, but more of we're just talking and chatting about what is happening, what's not happening.
Okay. So let me tell you one thing. Someone may take VP education, and after a week, you may not see this guy in the entire year. Okay. Now you can't change anything on that factor, right? It happens in almost majority of the clubs because people may have like that kind of a tendency. Now the thing is, everyone have their objective. See, when you step into executive committee, two things are happening. There are two Vamsis. So far, there is only one Vamsi. The moment I took the charge, there are two Vamsi. One Vamsi have to ensure he has to grow with the Toastmasters learning. Second Vamsi have to ensure he has to go with the executive committee learning. So now I am not playing a single job. I am taking two jobs. Both my hands should be, if I want to do boxing, both hands should be strong. If I say, okay, I only punch with one hand, definitely that guy will punch with both the hands. Now that other opponent is life. One is time and one is money, which I invested in Toastmasters. Either of it will hit me. So you have to ensure the executive committee member, you have to balance both the things. Like you said, there are chances that we may not meet frequently. At that point of time, since WhatsApp have a lot of features, use the polling option. And also articulate your thoughts in a way, don't give n number of options. For example, want to change meeting timing, you posted a poll in the group, maybe 2 or 3 timings is fine. Don't post 10 timings because then it creates a lot of confusion. Have that clear. That's where the thing comes, which is known as design thinking, which means you are thinking with empathy. So when you are thinking that, okay, why I want to change the meeting time, think about the perspectives of the member, why this thing came in the first place. There was one time in my club where 50% voted we want meeting on Saturday, 50% voted we want meeting on Sunday. There itself, I came to know in the next cycle, my club strength will be reducing to half. I have a clear idea. So we articulated the plans to avoid that. We know it is a clear cut shot, right? When it is a 50-50, you know the result. So like that, these polls will help you. You can think of multiple ways how to ensure that bring this executive committee together. Not always everyone will be available. At one point of time, if, for example, there is one executive member who is very busy, only free on Thursdays, but none of you are able to connect. Make sure you connect with one-on-one call the president, take the charge, call, connect with that person, and see what you can do and discuss their ideas. It happens. It happens in majority of the clubs. You can't change these factors, but ensure
because
you connect with them.
okay. Maybe minutes of meetings in case there is no secretary or maybe me and another one person is joining. So we both can create 1 minute of meeting and then maybe follow up. I don't know how effective it will be. It's my together in this club. So this club has new challenges. We have been discussing less of acknowledgement or maybe equally distributed come across. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it happens with the majority of the clubs. Don't need to worry on that factor. The thing is, minutes of meeting is something that at least the member should ensure to go through that to understand exactly what is happening. For example, I am part of Nizam Masters Club, but I roam all across India. So it's hardly possible for me to go to every meeting the club has. But I always go through the minutes of meeting to know exactly how the club is functioning. And they also don't ping me regularly. They ping me only if there is something crucial needed and the club needs some sort of help over there. I already read all the minutes of meetings, right? So now every time what is happening, what happened last week, what are the planning this week, I know all the updates. So I may not go to the club or I may not connect frequently, but I know what is happening over there. That's what the help of minutes of meeting do. And there is no need for you to put all the colors and fancy kind of a thing. Even in a WhatsApp message, a small summary is also definitely fine of showcasing what happened in today's meeting. The minutes of meeting doesn't mean, Toastmaster Rahul gave an icebreaker speech. In the role player list itself, I can see that Rahul is the icebreaker and he is giving icebreaker speech. Why should again include in these minutes of meeting? At that point of time, since there are, the secretary is not present, make it a short. Note which are important aspects that happen. Now, actually, icebreaker is a good thing. People coming and giving the speech for the first time. So that you have to mention. But second and third speech, it's fine. Even if you don't mention in minutes of meeting. But mention something. So we have 10 guests. We have 5 guests. or we have something, whatever happened in that meeting. That main key aspect, just message so that people will read and understand exactly what is happening. And as simple as that, president has one more authority or the opportunity, I would say. President can elect the international president of Toastmasters. Either president or the secretary will get a vote. At district level, president and VP education both get to vote, one vote each. But here at international level, president or secretary will get one vote. Either of them can respond to that. Yes, I want to vote this guy or whatever it is. When the protocol comes, we go with that notion. So that is one more thing that the president has. And remaining factors, president have to ensure that team coordination is the crucial factor. The stronger you are building the team, it makes you easier.
One more question. So there is one more role as vice president. How effective is it, and how often should a vice president step into president role? Right now, we don't have any such role. So maybe elect somebody as a vice president. How often and what he or she should?
See, to make sure the club runs in a very effective way, you need at least 4 members in the executive committee who are passionate towards Toastmasters. Whether they know what is Toastmasters, they don't know it, they know how to do the role, all are secondary. If you have 4 people who are genuinely interested in Toastmasters and want to move ahead, give him good mentors, all 4 of them, definitely your club will run like anything. If you have less than 4 people in that executive members with this quality, definitely you will feel that drag. You may not need the entire 7 running a 24/7, but at least 4 should be there.
Okay.
And 3 vice presidents plays a crucial role, like we discussed VP education. So let us go with the other roles as well. And going ahead, some points will be covered with the roles. So, Kara, which one you would like to take next?
You can take up VPM next.
Okay, coming to the VP membership. Very simple membership, you have to add the members to the club. Now, there are certain factors VP membership also should check. That is, once in 1.5 months or 2 months, check with every member, are they utilizing Toastmasters? Is Toastmaster beneficial for them or not? Now you have added member, good. Now next day onwards, you don't know who is that guy, means it don't make any sense. So you have to check with the member how things are going. At the same time, you can help the VP education checking with the mentor also. Is this guy connected with you? Like I said, it is a teamwork. Distribute that task. And whenever there is a guest, if, for example, Sergeant or President have, forget about that guest, there is a guest presence, ensure that you go and meet the guest in person or maybe in an online platform, check in at, in the Zoom chat window, get the details and all other kind of things. We create that bonding. How can we help you? Now, from where did you heard about Toastmasters and other kind of things you can discuss with them. So ensure every person who is not from your club treated well. Then, like I said, once in every 6 weeks, check with every member how the progresses went in past 1.5 months or past 2 months. Do you want something change in this club? You feel the meetings are regular, you feel are bored, you want something different. In which way you want different? Is your mentor fine or you want to change the mentor? Collect all these points, discuss with VP education. Then the entire, the club members who are interested, they come on the track and you will go with the free master. So that's how you make your VP membership role way easier. It's not only about adding the members. For example, let us say you are learning, you took the role for the first time, but someone in the club is very good in speaking. Now you 3 connect with a call, you, the good speaker and maybe the guest, and see how they are convincing the guest. See, first of all, check whether the guest wants Toastmasters or not in the first place. Are they genuinely want Toastmasters? Do they think the Toastmasters meeting is useful for them? If they are 100% sure, then invite them to the club meetings. After 2 club meetings, then go with the fees and other kind of things. In the starting itself, don't reveal fees and all everything. definitely this guy will never contact you. So ensure that they feel Toastmasters is worthy for them. Then they will come back to you. Then you can add them into your club. That's how you can increase your club strength. And one more point, don't increase the club strength too much because you are getting the members. Because you have to make sure the entire system which is internal is strong before you bring someone from outside. So check whether everything is going with a smooth motion. Then you can go with the external factors. So that's how VP membership can make it way effective. Yeah. Any questions?
Naren, you have any questions?
Okay. If no questions, we can take generalized questions in the last. We'll go with the next
Yeah.
row.
So
Since we
one
covered
last question I
Naren.
have. Vamsi, thank you so much for taking our time on Saturday. First of all, I just wanted to acknowledge that. Second is getting the club in right shape in adequate strength, maybe 25 or something, whatever, so that we have a good amount of speakers and then also rotation. I mean, what is the ideal size of the club so that we have in every meeting we have right amount of people, and also everybody gets enough time for practicing speech and also pathways, fulfill their goals. What is the right size? And second thing is, uh, I mean, now we have online club. So online club has, a practice that collaborate with 2-3 clubs. In a process, we learn some of the guests we attract, but agenda actually just wanted to know the agenda. I mean, we should be very particular about attracting people, or we should be like authentic that people get value, and then if they want, they will come and join our club. I mean, just wanted to know what should be the intention in organizing this kind of collaborative meetings, and how we should pitch in so that like we grow as a club, at the same time we give adequate value to our members.
Okay. So coming to your doubts, the first one I would say is, let us speak about the adding these members kind of a thing. When you are coming to adding the members, main factor, how much the strength should be. If you ask me, 90% of the times, if a club have 30 members, you will see in the meeting 10 to 15 members, sometimes 20. If you have 20 members, you will see again 8 to 10 members. If you have 10 members, definitely only 5 will be there. Okay. It always happens in such kind of a scenarios. Now the thing is, even if 5 members are there, do you think the quality is maintained? If so, how? That plays the crucial thing. See, for example, even if there may not be a general evaluator for the meeting, but did the speaker give a good speech? Evaluator gave the right inputs of how to improve the speech. Is that happening? Is there any quality lag in that role? Because you can't decide. Sometimes you may feel, you may get, if there is a club with 40 members, one day you will feel 35 members there. The other day you may feel only 10 members, seeing the strength. It varies, and we can't control those kind of factors. But like I said, as a VP education, ensuring the point, whoever take the roles, they should be there. If they are dropping, they have to pick someone from the club, ask them, and come to the meeting as replacement. So when that is maintained, all your club roles are filled, which means when all roles are filled, you are pushing to the quality aspect. So quality won't be compromised. In a worst case scenario, if you can't find from the club, pick someone from outside, not just random person. Pick someone strong. For example, R counter. Now you don't need someone DTM level. You coming here and giving the R counter role. It is something easily done. You can easily identify the like my favorite word. I wonder how many times I used it so far. So some roles can be done by even a new joiner. For those roles, no need to stretch. But for general evaluator, definitely you need an experienced person so that you will get a good feedback.
Just,
So the
I
roles
mean,
which you are
Vamsi, have a choice but to say yes to them. Do you think we should go for some
Yes.
good thing, or
One thing, quality kind of a person. Anyway, grammarian and timer. The auxiliary roles, which you think majority people can easily perform. You can say at least they should be joined 6 months back in Toastmasters or may complete level 1. If you are taking evaluator, now this is something strong because you people are strong people with the speeches. So you have to ensure that person has to complete level 2 to evaluate. Don't go beyond level 2, level 3, 4, 5. Okay, keep it with the minimal level 2. That would be surpass the job. And one more thing, you may find a person with a DTM tag and they can be absolutely okay. I don't want to say it. So it can also happen. It's all the experiment. That day you can think fate is not in your favor. So these kind of things can happen. I mean, that is what how you develop these things is the more you make your network and connections increasing with other clubs. First of all, focus the clubs in your area and see how they are functioning, what they are doing, their strength, good people over there, and these kind of connections. Now to your division, then to your district. Definitely, you will find 10 to 15 people who can come to your club at that slot. And they are pretty much good. Now, the biggest advantage in this is down the line, these may people also join in your club. Even my club, the other club which is in Pune, I joined in that kind of way. I went to that club from February, last year. Then I keep on going because the time slot I'm absolutely free. And I became so familiar. I also improving myself, and they felt me very good. And at one point of time, when I was at that point of time, I used to be in a corporate club. So I switched the company. Now I have to switch my club. I have to go some community club. So I immediately switched to this club because I'm already familiar with this club. In that way, now I became part of that club. So you can find a few people who are good, who can come to your club frequently. It won't happen in day one job, definitely. But the thing is, how you know this is good? You go outside first before bringing them to your club. You go outside, you search over there, you explore those options. You will definitely find, you seek their help. For example, you find someone, for me, let me take few example. I have Saurabh, Sreyash, Chandrasekhar. These three are people who can come at any point of time if I call them. Unless there is some production issue in that company, definitely these people will be available online any meeting. Because I also went to their club multiple times. We created bonding and they became a good friends of mine. In that way, you go outside, you explore. Then these are the people always like your trump cards. You can utilize them. Now, don't call them for our counter role. Call them for general evaluator or something. You can call for our counter if it is a milestone. Milestone means there are something you put, fancy kind of thing. It's something important. You showcase it, right? At that point of time, you can call them even for our counter. They also feel welcomed. So for milestone meeting, they called me. So that kind of bonding you can create. Second,
what is a milestone, Vamsi?
Milestones means 25, 50, 75, 100. This every 25 set of number is known as a milestone meeting. Whenever a club does a milestone meeting, people feel it is like something great. Okay. And generally for these milestones, you can call the district leaders also as guests. The area director, division director, you can call the entire list. Okay. Copy all the email IDs, call everyone. Whoever is possible will come. They feel, that if they are free, definitely they will come and they feel honored. Now it is a very big boost to the club as well. They can give us some good, strong feedback or something. They give some valuable sessions. It is always a win-win situation. And generally, for these kind of milestone meetings, it won't be a regular meeting. It will be something completely different, like a table topics marathon or a panel discussion. Or maybe one person giving the level 5 elective, how to speak professionally, which is 20 to 20 minutes, 22 minute speech. Something like that. Completely not a regular one. or completely fun zone. Table topics, two kind of rounds. One round taken by Kaira, one round taken by Naren, two different states. And another 20 minutes, one educational session or something from district leaders. Something fancy like that. So milestones meeting, you can break the regular routine and have something variety. So in that way, you can cover a lot of aspects. Regarding the membership strength, the most important factor is every club member should have a mentor and there should be a two-way connection. It's not a situation like you are pinging and mentor is completely busy, no matter how many times you ping. The same way in a reverse way. Mentor is not at all pinging the mentor. Now, if this is happening, there you already lost the member. Because member is not pinging their mentor. They are not getting different perspective of how things are going. They are limiting their challenges. They are limiting their learnings. There itself, the drawback creates. So it should be a two-way channel. So when we check these things, definitely you will understand whether we should increase the club strength or maintain at 20 only. And September and March cycles, these fluctuate a lot. The best option to always is, if you don't have any financial kind of troubles, always go for the annual membership in the September cycle. Because awards, recognitions, everything will come after, in the March kind of cycle. So what happens is, imagine the president did a tremendous job. VP education, both worked hard. In March, they said, okay, I'm done with the Toastmasters. Now someone from the club has to take those roles for fulfilling those 3 months, right? Now the awards, all the president and VP education awards will be given to those two people. So make sure when these things are happening, for semi-annual club, it is fine. Since it is your semi-annual, there will be 2 presidents per year. So it's a general scenario. So ensure that is the reason, take annual, that is a good thing. Generally, there will be some awards for the people or some sort of recognition who took the annual membership. I think in our jubilance also, these people were recognized, few clubs who took it and the members were called on stage. So that is one far-fetching point. And budget also, I think this year it may be increasing to $60 from 45. But if you pay before August 1st, it will be $45 only. So considering if you take annual, you will be saving some $30. So there are these kind of things, a lot of benefits with annual.
So where do we get such news or updates, Vamsi? Like
in your
this
mail.
piece in mails, we are getting such things. Is it? I think okay, we have to be more vigilant to such mails.
Mail.
I have missed out. I'm not sure how. If I got and I have not seen.
Yes. Always ensure better you give Gmail in general rather than office mails, because there will be some sort of security things our office always changes. Then they may block all the things. You may not get any mail to Toastmaster. Something can happen. You never know. So that is the reason I always prefer to give Gmail, or at least alternative. You can add another mail also in Toastmaster site. There I give my Gmail, so that I get all those updates every time. So whenever I see a mail, when I'm checking the Gmail, I check it, Toastmaster, okay, I read it. It is fine, remaining all I will delete. So that I segregate it in easier way. So we don't miss any of these updates. I think I clarified your doubt. Okay, let me
Thank
go
you,
with VPPR, and due to the time lag, let me complete a little bit of faster way. Okay, let's have a twist. Let me go with the treasurer, since I want to complete the faster. So what is the role of treasurer? Very simple. You have to check the financial aspects of the club. So anything that is related to the club finance activities, the treasurer will be checking. Sergeant Ram says we don't have a stationary kind of item, or we don't have something, immediately treasurer's responsibility to ensure you get those items. In an online environment, Zoom account, for example. Sergeant Ram says Zoom account is expiring next week. What we should do? Immediately treasurer goes and buys the Zoom account for the next year. Or sometimes you can collaborate with other clubs also, so that your Zoom account cost get reduced. On different timings. For example, I have my own account. I share with 4 clubs. So in that way, you can have the collaboration that makes the job easier. And treasurer also check, once in a while, present the club financial things. Maybe in a meeting at ending point of time, when presiding officer want to fix something, at that point of time, once in a while present, these are the club statistics. This is how the club budget is. And you can also create your own budget for the club, which can benefit the club members. That is one thing I did in my club. What I do is I collect odd 5 rupees per person for every month. So per year it will be around 120 rupees or something, right? So if I collect only 5 rupees or 10 rupees, whatever the amount, only a little bit, I don't collect 1000 rupees extra, okay? Only 100 or 250 something. Now this amount from all the members, right? It accumulates to some budget. Now this entire budget I will utilize during the milestones or maybe the annual, entire 1 year kind of a thing. Maybe I give a pen with a name written on that to every member, depending on the budget I have. Or maybe a certificate, printed certificate to every member, something like that. Even despite an online club, I stay at Andhra, my club is in Pune. So consider, all these kind of small budgets can help you a lot with giving something to the club members. At one point of time, you may reach to the budget where you can accommodate even more. So in my clubs, both the clubs, Nizampet and Bibwadi clubs, both are community. In one of the clubs, we give the executive committee our own awards for the service they have done. Nizampet is an annual club. So the entire year they worked a lot, right? But sometimes it happens you may have only 19 members at the end. Now you don't get any awards. So we give our own awards to all the executive members because of the hard work they have done. And we have good budget for that. Now we are not looting so much money from these people. Okay, we hardly take 5 or 10 rupees, but that accumulates with the time. So like that, you can have small things. Trophy means don't expect something like this kind of a championship trophy. It can be something of this small size. Even that is a small appreciation. This may be hardly 50 rupees from the local market. So something like that, introduce it to the club, or maybe digital certificates, if not these things, which is a free of cost. So treasurer ensure should we increase club budget for some reasons. If not, how to utilize the budget and what are the other things, having the audit. You will have training about how to do audit and other kind of things. So having the club's audit, having all these kind of a data with finance aspects, that is the role of a treasurer. And coming to the sergeant at arms, since I spoke about sergeant at arms with this, sergeant at arms role is to ensure you are organizing this meeting. Okay, very simple. Sergeant at arms organizes the entire meeting, keeps all the stationery, documents, photos, everything, trophies in the sergeant at arms bucket. If sergeant at arms is busy with kind of a thing or couldn't attend meetings, then these things will go to the president. But in general, all these kind of things will be given to the sergeant at arms. And also, sergeant at arms is the person who opens and closes the meeting. Without sergeant at arms, we don't do any meeting. That is the hard and fast rule. Along with that, sergeant at arms, since you are doing the thing in the regular notion in every meeting, whenever you feel like you are doing a lot of things on the bucket, you have to give a speech also today, and you have to start the thing, but you want to focus on the speech. At that point of time, one of the executive committee member can take the charge of sergeant at arms that day. And sergeant at arms, you can go freely and deliver your speech. Make sure you start the meeting on time and checks with the timing factor while ending the meeting. You can take multiple roles. Like I said, sergeant at arms main thing is organizer role. So you organize everything is happening smoothly in the meeting. The Zoom account, all kind of factors. If there is a polling needed or the certificates have to be sent, any important announcement, all these factors will come to the sergeant at arms bucket. I'm not going in depth on the roles and responsibilities because you are getting the training. I'm just giving the basic glimpse. Okay, that is the responsibilities of sergeant at arms. Now coming to the next one, since I can see in the chat also someone are thinking me about the VPPR. Who are thinking VPPR is making posters is definitely going in a different direction. VPPR role is to create a brand. So when you create a poster or a video or any kind of a thing which you are sending, maybe with WhatsApp also you can create some sort of an image kind of a thing, okay? And you send outside. Whatever you are doing, you are representing your club to the entire world, wherever you are releasing these posters or the data. So you are establishing a brand that this is the club. For example, if any one of you might be, I think one or two definitely would be in some Toastmasters International or something like that. So in these kind of groups, you can see some people post so many kind of things. Our club is doing this, that, and other kind of factors. Branding. As a PR, you are creating the brand establishment. Posters is the easy way to do. So that is the reason majority people stuck with the posters. You can go whatever experiments you want in your club and you can make the branding. It's absolutely fine. But one thing, remember, every meeting, at least create the basic poster. If you are so much busy, you can't spend much time to think and design a poster. There are already templates given by the district. If not our district, there are so many districts in online. You can search; they will give templates. So easily you can get at least 10 templates, which means for 10 meetings there are already posters made for you. You just have to enter your club meeting number, club name, time, date, done. So there are already things over there. So try to experiment more and more with the colors and branding. Now don't bring pink, saffron, and all kind of colors. We have branding colors. Use them and try to create that brand establishment. That is the PR's responsibility.
Okay.
Now coming to the next factor, the next role I would like to say is secretary. Very simple. Secretary holds, like someone said, the minutes of meeting. Whether what if secretary is not doing? Okay. So minutes of meeting is the responsibility of secretary. You have to ensure you capture the crucial and important information that happened during the meeting. Along with that, like I said, you also get the voting right to choose the international president. Plus, you are one of the base camp managers. Along with these documents, if there are any other kind of things that you want to check with the club notion, what you have to do is make sure before starting of the meeting, give the previous small summary of what happened in the last meeting, previous minutes of meeting. And in every excom, ensure that this thing has happened. In our previous meeting, this is the summary, and then start your executive committee meeting and go with the notion. Also, create a proper plan for the president to execute going ahead, so that you ensure that everything is on track. You should know how, when, who, what, all these kind of things, so that it makes your job easier. And also checking with the executive committee to maintain the accurate roster. And like I said before, submit club officers list on time. It is one of those DCP, the last kind of a thing. Keep all the club files with you. Attend club executive committee meetings. As simple as that. That is what the secretary does. I think we covered the aspects. Now we can go with the Q&As. I think a lot of people may have questions on
I have
roles
a question
or in general. Yeah.
for the VPPR part. Thank you, first of all, for taking our time and briefing us so well. Vamsi, the question is like, every time, do we need to go formal with the posters, or can I create informal posts also, which does not require the brand colors? As in, for an example, if I want to create a video invite, or maybe I want to create something on a different line. So then in that case, these colors and other things.
Okay. Let me tell you. If you are not going with the norms of Toastmasters International, very simple. Don't keep anything related to Toastmasters on the poster. Remove the TA logo, remove the name Toastmaster from your club name. Okay. And then also don't release it outside. Release it in your club internal only. If you want to release outside, there are some places where there will be a lot of Toastmasters clubs, post their posters, and you can notice a lot of non-brand compliance posters are there. If you want to release in those groups, you can release it absolutely, but not any of the channels of area councils, area or district level.
Okay.
These groups are, for example, external. For example, I am part of a lot of groups like Toastmasters International, International Toastmasters India, 1, 2, 3, meeting links. There are a lot of these kind of groups where people post different set of Toastmasters related stuff. So there, no one bothers if it is brand complaint or not. No one is going to ask, because they are all completely unofficial groups. If you are part of those groups, you can post it over there. But if you are within the district, don't even ask whether you should post it or not, because you shouldn't be doing. Reason, one of the advantage if you take with the brand complaints is, for example, I am now working in an IT sector. If I want to create some dashboard or a web page, there should be
Right.
some set of standard colors only. I can't,
Absolutely.
I can't use the random colors, right? It is a guidance, basic guidance. Same way, we also have only few set of colors. Now,
Hmm.
within using these colors, if you can create a different set of posters, you
Hmm.
are increasing your innovative thoughts.
Right.
That is the biggest positive thing we get from the PR role. But if
Right.
you want to step aside with something different once in a while, it's up to you completely. Like I said, then don't post on the district handles because you are
Okay.
not following the rules. But whenever you follow, but don't do it in a regular motion.
Hmm.
Once in a while, something you want to do because there is a so strong purpose for that, then it's up to you. But regularly follow those rules so that you can think in a different way how to create more and more unique posters. Starting
Okay.
stage, it will be kind of a regular,
Hmm.
complete maroon background, having two to three colors only, some square
Right.
rectangle that. But
Right.
with the time, you can create astonishing posters. It
Okay.
takes some time, but definitely you can make it. Even my journey started like that. I started with a normal kind of posters. Now I'm creating something I think it is good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
it
is.
changes with the time.
Right.
Same colors again,
Hmm.
same branding, same color, same palette. I
Hmm.
just use the colors and shades in a
Hmm.
different way.
Right.
So that's the advantage. Like I said, don't post in district if you are not doing the branding.
Fine. Another question that I have is the PR role only limited to making posters, or is it for the branding of, is it for the public relations of the club also?
Now, PR is mainly for public relations. 90% think it is for posters only. That is the irony.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Fine.
because when you step into PR role, you see a lot of Toastmaster rules saying this, that, and other kind of stuff. So these people keep on running behind those rules,
Huh.
forgetting that your responsibility is public relations to
Right.
showcase that what this club is about,
Right.
internally as well as externally. Not creating posters, but people will leave that and they just follow what the people are, other people are doing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank
Any other questions?
Vamshi, I think Rajni had a question. Rajni, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to ask that is there any format or any order of the minutes of the meeting? Or we can write it because I am for the next from July, I am the secretary. So I have to write the minutes of the meeting. So we have to start it from the very beginning. Who is taking what role and what is doing like this, or is there any other format for this?
There is no hard and fast rule like how you should get the minutes of meeting done, right? See, for example, if there is some format in Toastmasters International and you are taking it, but there is some other way which is very effective for your club. No, no one come and ask you, no, you shouldn't write like this, you should write that one, right? Because
Okay.
this is way effective for your club. So see what are the points which include will be more helpful for you. Rather than, for example, let me take we have Mansi here. So rather than stating Mansi gave a speech today in minutes of meeting, will it add any value to Mansi or the entire club? Or rather, Mansi gave a speech on so and so concept. Not that concept that you think carries the weightage. Rather than just saying she gave a level one speech or level two speech, saying that thing she gave it on time management. Okay, so in last meeting, someone gave a speech on time management. They may, if they are interested, they may ping Mansi and ask later, Mansi, what is the thing you gave the speech na? The other day? We want to know about it. That creates value. Your minutes of meeting should add value to the club.
It
In
gives
that way,
exact
you can prepare
information
very
about the
simple.
things
You
which
can
are
have
going
very
on.
simple. It's absolutely fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, I will take final question if there is any. Then we can conclude because we are already over on time.
Kyra, you are on mute. You are saying something.
I was just repeating what Vamshi DTM was saying. Whether anyone has any other questions.
You're still on
I
mute.
think Kyra is cursing. I don't know who she is.
I thought I unmuted myself, but
No,
I
you
think I
didn't.
didn't press it hard enough. I was just saying that I was just repeating what distinguished Toastmaster Vamshi was saying. That if you have any questions, ask. He knows a lot about Toastmasters, so please do take the advantage of having him on this call right now.
Vamsi, do we get some kind of information like accounts of Toastmaster International?
Okay, accounts in the sense the financial statistics of how TA works and other kind of things, right?
How much they collected and how much where they spent?
We may not get the accurate details on that. That we can get few of the details from maybe the senior leadership people we have that is there, but I'm not sure because I haven't explored TA's
Because
international budget.
as you are
But
saying, they have increased the fees, so there should be some basis
yeah,
of increasing the fees. They
no,
might
what
have doing
happened
something
is
different.
not only Toastmaster International, there are many international organizations that are increasing the fees this year. This is due to the repercussions occurred from the COVID situation. So they started analyzing past 2 to 3 years, and this year all of them are increasing. Toastmasters is one of them,
But
and for
is
them
membership has
increasing
gone
few
down?
dollars is very simple because
No, is
$60
no,
for
no.
6 months
I
won't
know
bother. For India, it will be impactful.
that's okay. But is there any statistics that membership has gone down? That's why they are increasing because of
No,
COVID.
there is a. It is not about the membership gone down. The thing is, rather than there are some kind of situations where it arises. For example, in Asia, see the situation is, it is kind of a burden for us, increasing the dollars. But at the same point of time, the number of clubs and members keep on increasing in the Asia network. So it is kind of even though we are seeing the crisis situation, lot of things are increasing. Now, if you see from the higher leadership perspective, people who are not that much passionate towards Toastmasters will definitely drop with the price range. Now, the people who are focused on their career or learning ahead only will be in Toastmasters after rise of price. Now, going next to next will be the 100th year of Toastmasters. Organization can simply say Toastmasters is an organization, the best 100 years organization for public speaking platform. You go to any club, definitely it will be there because since the rate increase, you find only the quality things happening. Remaining people already got down. It's a completely win-win situation if you see that way.
It's a way of
There will be
explaining the
lot
way you are.
of
It is only the way of explaining. So it's okay. That's fine. Because I have been working with international organizations for long. With United Nations, our expenses keep on increasing. Just because of that, we keep on increasing the amount we need from
And one more
donors.
thing, recently TI also updated the site and other kind of things. And at the starting stage, it was a massive, downfall of TA because see, when we advertise, they are saying we are 98 years organization, and you couldn't handle the simple task. Now it may reflect the simple task in the back end. Maybe the coder did everything right, but something bugged up, and they were
I
unable to
know.
figure it out what it is.
I know as a treasurer, when I paid first time through my credit card, I know how much pain I did because of
Yes,
their systems and inefficiencies or efficiencies, whatever reason is. But you have to struggle to pay even that
yes.
amount. It's not easy. It's not simple.
So whenever I see these kind of things, I immediately think one factor. Thank God I am not in my neighboring country because there the dollar rate is way higher. I won't be able to join Toastmasters.
That's fine. Nice hearing from you, Mansi.
Thank you, sir.
You are from which location?
I am from Andhra, Vijayawada.
Andhra. Very good. Thanks. So, Kaila,
Alright,
we can
Kaila,
conclude.
we can conclude the thing. If anyone have questions, they can ping me later also.
So, Vamsi, before we conclude, I would like to present you with a certificate of appreciation. Wait. Sorry, wait, the date is correct. Thank you, distinguished
Thank
Toastmaster
you.
Vamsi, for taking out your time on a Saturday instead of spending time with family and doing whatever you wish to do. Thank you for spending time with us and educating us on our roles. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.